Are you struggling with under eye bags? Are you wondering, I really want to needle my under eyes, but I don't know what the depth I should be using is? Well, then this video is for you. Under eye bags run in my family. They were supposed to show up in my 30s, but I've been able to keep them at bay. I've been able to stop them from being like crazy. I've been able to hold them off, and I am 50 now, so that's doing some real work. Now, to be transparent, I have had one treatment of PRFN in office. It takes about 3 to 5 PRFN treatments to really see a difference in the under eye bagging or the hollows under the eyes, and I've only had one, so I didn't really see a difference with that. Today you get my whole playbook, right? Quick fixes that work by morning, and a middle one that works immediately but has some pretty good long-term effects, and then my long-term fixes including, right, you're gonna wanna stay to the end because this includes the depth that you need to reach that reticular dermis in your under eye. So let's get into it. So the first quick fix, number one, is my absolute favorite fix for the under eyes and for the whole face all together, and that is cosmetic needling. This is shallow needling at about 0.25 millimeters in depth. That's as far as you're gonna wanna go. And it's purely about getting glow and getting product into your epidermis, that underneath that top layer, right? The stratum corneum, you have that layer of epidermis, and that's kind of what you're trying to get at. You can do this treatment 2 to 3 times a week. I do it on Tuesdays and Fridays so that my glow days are Wednesday and Saturday. I always like looking like, you know, super glowy on Saturday because sometimes we go out to dinner and stuff like that. And I have to gush on this one because this one is the one I love the most for a fast payoff. It refines my texture, it floods my skin with moisture and hydration, and really the next morning, my dark lines have faded, my fine lines have faded, my texture just looks smooth and toned. This is like the magic of the shallow glow lane. Seriously, it is the magic. On these shallow passes, I use copper peptides, I use hyaluronic acid, I use EGF, and I also add in some Matrixyl there. You are welcome to use vitamin C. If you use vitamin C for this, do not use your EGF or your copper peptides. Just use the vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and maybe like your Matrixyl. You could even throw in some argireline in there. For cosmetic needling, you don't have to worry too much about serums because it's a very shallow needling. All right, short fix number 2. That is the overnight Vaseline hack. So if you haven't seen this before, I think it's been going around a little bit like on like virally, like on TikTok or something. I think there's 1 or 2 people that do this, but if you have crepey lines by the end of your day, you are gonna wanna try this because it is amazing. After your eye cream, like whatever eye cream that you use, just take a thin little line of either Vaseline or your CeraVe Healing Lotion and dot it very carefully and thickly under your eyes. Now you wanna do this like right before you go to bed, and you're gonna wanna use one of those like masks, you know, the big mask with the little eye hole indentions. You can find those on Amazon. I'm gonna put them all in the description box so that you won't miss anything. And then you just pop that baby on and fall asleep. And when you wake up, first and foremost, your eyes will still be moist. Like you'll feel them, you're like, oh my God, my eyes are moist. Your makeup will not like settle in any lines. Like I'm not kidding. Like it won't settle in your lines because this little trick hydrates so well under the eyes that you just don't get any wrinkles or lines underneath your under eyes. Unless you have a lot of wrinkling there, then you can still show up. But this hack will keep them soft, hydrated, and really like bouncy for most of the day. And also just a note, don't skip that eye mask if you're like a side or a stomach sleeper because this actually protects your whole face. It kind of lifts it up. A lot of people ask me this, they're like, do you sleep on your back because you don't have like any of the lines or anything? I use one of those giant masks, and sometimes I like double up on my masks. I put 2 on so that if I'm sleeping side, it kind of stops there, and then the rest of my face doesn't get on the pillow. So I really love doing that. So don't sleep on the eye masks because they are amazing for just like protecting your eyes and your face from getting lines and wrinkles in it while you're sleeping, if you're a side sleeper or a stomach sleeper. Okay, short fix number 3. If you have puffy, bag heavy eyes in the morning, this 2-step combo is your friend. Not only is it cheap and inexpensive, but it also packs a huge punch. First, you take the serum Ordinary Caffeine 5% plus EGCG. Right? It's $8 on Amazon. So cheap. I'm going to throw it in the description box. Here's what the bottle looks like. You just take and you pat it on your under eyes. And then you layer over the top my favorite eye cream of all time, and that is the CeraVe Renewing Eye Cream. Pop that baby right up there. This eye cream has peptides, niacinamide, and caffeine also in it, but the caffeine's kind of in a lower percentage. That's why I think you're gonna like the Ordinary's 5% caffeine with EGCG because it is amazing. Now, I normally say you don't absolutely have to have an eye cream. I really like this one because it has a lot of stuff in it that really helps kind of plump and hydrate the under eyes. You could just go with the Ordinary and then your regular moisturizer on top, as long as you have one with ceramides. You are good. And a lot of creams have niacinamide in them anyway, and you're getting the caffeine from the Ordinary, so you could definitely use your you could use a different moisturizer, like just your plain moisturizer on top. You don't have to have an eye cream. I keep telling people that you don't have to have a concentrated eye cream. I do think a lot of them are nice. They're well formulated for the eyes, especially the CeraVe, which is my favorite, and it's not too expensive at all. Tip number 4 is both short-term and long-term, and that is my lymphatic massage. Now, if you haven't had a chance to check out that video, I'm going to link it here. I'm going to drop it in the description. This one lives in the middle because it both has a short-term payoff and a long-term payoff. You will immediately be somewhat depuffed, but if you continue to do this 2 to 3 times a week, you are going to live in depuff zone, and it'll get even less and less puffier as you go along. So puffiness is mostly fluid that pools in your under eyes and in your mid face, and lymphatic massage actually helps a lot of that puffiness go down. It helps manually move the fluid through the lymph so that it can drain out. Do it in the morning and you get an immediate depuff, but do it 2 to 3 times a week, and you're gonna start to see that you get less puffy, period. Your lymph starts moving more, and you'll find that you're even less puffy as time goes on. So this is a quick fix and a long-term fix kind of rolled up into one. Now check out my video, because remember that the lymph system sits right underneath the surface of the skin and is pretty delicate. You're gonna wanna massage softly and lightly, but with enough force to really kind of move the fluid out of your face and down through your lymph system. So make sure you follow that whole massage routine that I do, and you can do it 2 to 3 times a week, right? And just replay the video if you have to. Okay, so you've probably been waiting for this one. This is long-term fix number 1 or fix number 5, however you want to look at it, but it is microneedling. And I know you've been waiting for that number, like how deep should I needle my under eyes? I get that all the time. And it's not just your under eyes. You'll want to needle up here too, because like I was able to completely get rid of my hooded eyes just from needling. And I got rid of, like, I used to have a little scar right here, and I got rid of it completely just from microneedling. It's so amazing. So amazing for the under eye, for the top of the eye, but you want to be careful. You do not want to needle on your lid, right? And you'll want to make sure you only go up to like just right before you get to the top part of your eye when you're needling. You'll want to keep it a little lower. You don't really need to needle all of that delicate skin up there. So, but this is the deepest lane. This is collagen work. We are actually like rebuilding collagen by doing deeper needling, right? Because we're reaching the reticular dermis. It's laying down new type 1, type 3, and type 7 collagen, and other types, of course, right? As well as tropoelastin. So we're getting like more bounce, more thickening of skin, all of that from our needling sessions. So what's the depth that we should be doing this at? So the depth for microneedling on the under eye is 0.3 millimeters to 0.5. That's it. The deepest you should ever go is 0.5 millimeters. Your skin around there is super thin. I would suggest 3 to 0.4, and you're actually reaching the reticular dermis because your skin over there is only 0.5 millimeters thick, period. You only need to do this one time every 4 weeks or so. Guys, I used to say 4 to 6 weeks. I'm gonna say I think you should do it closer together rather than further apart. Everything I read in all of the studies supports this. The faster that you can get back into the needling game, like the faster that you can. So if you're gonna do a needling routine, then wait just 4 weeks and then do your second one, right? Because you're gonna wanna space them a little closer together. 6 weeks is kind of far apart. I would say that's more for like body needling now that I'm really like, I've been so into these journals this whole summer. I've had the summer off, so I've been really scouring the medical microneedling journals. I've been reading so many articles. I've been reading a ton of books. The consensus is there, like we should be doing it every 4 weeks. Okay, so, and honestly, well, I'm saving that for my next video. We'll talk about timing again. We're gonna revisit this one. Remember, consistency is everything, right? Do this 3 sessions, 4 weeks spaced apart, right? Make sure you get in there and and you're gonna see a difference in your under eyes. Not kidding, you will see a difference. It might not be like dramatic as all get out. You may need to do 6 sessions to get there, but do them 4 weeks apart, space them out 4 weeks apart, do your 0.3 to 0.5 millimeters and really hit that under eye area. Make sure that you kind of stay a little bit below the lash line so that you don't damage. It's very hard. You'll want to pull it taut. You'll want to kind of pull the eye down a little bit to like get that, to get it as close to that bone and really needle under here. So just make sure to pull the skin taut, make sure to, you know, focus on there and don't get too close to your lash line. And I will tell you, I think it's microneedling and along with vitamin A that's helped really tighten that. Guys, my eyes were so hooded, so hooded. And the skin has just tightened up so much above my eye, and I always put my Retin-A up here too, right? My 0.25, and I put my 0.25 here, and I also microneedle. Okay, so those are the 2 things that I've done pretty consistently. Along with my skincare, I always put it on my upper eye. So I'm telling you, it's probably the vitamin A and the microneedling. It really is. Okay, what is another long-term fix? It takes some time to see results, but it does really work for firming bags and firming the under eye. And it's our 6th step, or our second long-term fix. And that's the Ordinary's Multi-Peptide Eye Serum. This one bottle peptide is a powerhouse. It's around $25, and this serum packs a whole crew in a single bottle. It has Matrixyl and Synthe'6, which is a peptide that helps ease your dynamic lines. Like when you smile, your crow's feet, all of that, it helps kind of ease those and soften them in a similar way to our Argireline. So if you already use Argireline, this is going to pack a huge punch, right? Because you're going to put Argireline all over your face, and then right before you finish, you're going to put your multi-peptide serum right here, and it has the Synthe'6 in it, which is another peptide that relaxes wrinkles. So that's like double punch, right? And then you've got Matrixyl in there too, and that's going to help, right, soften those fine lines, increase elasticity. It supports collagen in the face. It also contains a peptide called Eyeseryl that has been specifically studied for shrinking under eye bags and puffiness. Plus it has some brightening peptides that are aimed at those dark circles. So in one affordable bottle, you're hitting puffiness, dark circles, fine lines, and firmness all at once. So this is a powerhouse little serum, and it gets really great reviews online, but it takes about a month for you to start seeing a huge difference because peptides work really slowly. So you really do have to use this serum for a whole month, 4 weeks before you're really gonna start seeing a difference in your under eyes, okay? Don't think this is like, oh, I've used it for a week and it's not doing anything, Shelly. You sold me I do not sell products here. I sell formulations, okay? I sell formulations. Well, I don't even sell them. I don't try to push products. I try to push formulations. So if you can find another serum that is cheaper than the Ordinary that has all of this stuff in it, it's going to be a huge bang for your buck, because these are scientifically proven peptides that actually do what they say they're going to do. And Ordinary is a great company that uses science and not marketing. That's why they keep their stuff so cheap, right? Is because they don't pay for all that marketing. They put that money back into the science of the bottle. And so that's all you'll do. You'll just pat it under your eyes, put the CeraVe on the top, and go to sleep. And wake up in the morning. And you can use your caffeine stuff in the morning with your CeraVe, and there you go. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my fixes for the under eyes, how to short-term fixes and long-term fixes. So let me know, are you gonna try anything in this video? What have you tried that has helped with your under eyes? Do you have a special cream? I always love to hear what you guys have to say. I love doing this. I love helping you and sharing so much information with you. And I will see you next time on Glow with Shelly.